Good morning. Mic check. Are you talking? Hold on. I gotta get these chats up. That's what I forgot to do. Oh, we have an unstable connection according to the interwebs here.
Why would that be happening? Because everything's frozen outside?
Maybe.
It's one of those deceiving days where it's super sunny and clear. Everything is frozen. Do I need to restart the internet?
No, it's too late for that. All right, well, good morning. Jolly Russian Buddhist is in here. We got Texas Chris, Jen, Martha, Melissa. I see Claire and Kendi. And yes, I did get a birthday post up for Carla Marie on her birthday. Damn, we're in Hype Train level 3.
I mean, you know how they say, you can't change a boy?
I don't, but I'm going to assume they say it.
Apparently you can.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Instagram, I at least got rewarded. I got like 4,000 likes,
Really?
Yeah.
On a photo?
A bunch of photos.
Yeah, but that's crazy these days.
The trick was teasing the last photo in the carousel. Because the more you swipe on carousels, the more the algorithm says, oh, people are swiping. Swipey, swipey. Let's put it to the top. To the moon.
Oh,
Jess, Rebecca, Diana, good morning. Lisa, good morning.
Swipe right now, swipe it.
That's from Dora the Explorer, right? Dora the Explorer.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
You moved again, Carla Marie. Don't know. You stay where you are. It's okay. I can adjust the camera. Check this out. No, wrong way. Bam,
I look
bam.
different in real life than I do on this camera. So if you ever meet me, you'll actually be surprised because I think I look better in real life.
I think everything looks better in real life than on pictures.
Well, that's not true.
That's not true. Because, I think about it all the time. And I think there was an Instagram post about this that went viral for a while. When you look at the moon, you're like, man, the moon looks really cool. And then you take a picture of the moon, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Same thing with Mount Rainier, if you're out here in Washington. The amount of people I talk to where you go, oh my God, the mountain's beautiful. But I'm not sending you a picture because it's just not going to do it justice. I don't think phones capture the full story,
For the mailman said I look shorter in real life. The camera makes me look tall because that's facts.
Yeah, sunsets, sunrises. How many times do you take pictures and you look back and you go, I thought it looked way more beautiful in person.
Crater Lake.
That one looked pretty cool in the photos too.
Yeah, but nothing will ever prepare you for how tiny of a human you feel when you look over the side of that lake.
Let's see. Chris said, having met Carla Marie and Anthony in real life, I agree. They both look better in person. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult to what we look like now, but I'll take it as a compliment. We are going to have a full studio later today.
Yeah.
We're going to double up the amount of people in the studio.
Wow.
Double up.
2 uhs?
2 uhs. Double up. Okay. Yeah, we have Seahawks Dancers coming in.
I'm so excited. Caroline and Cam are going to be here.
We'll be on this screen, and the goal is to have everyone around here. So
You got to make the background Seahawks colors.
we'll work on that.
We should. I wish that they brought us uniforms to wear.
I mean, I feel like the guy dancers just wear like
They have cool
sweatsuits.
I know, and I wish I was like, can I have one of those to wear for a game, like a cute little sweatsuit?
Yeah.
The girl dancers. That sounds weird.
Why?
The female Seahawks dancers. It sounded like I was talking about strippers. The female Seahawks dancers.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the most beautiful outfits.
They do have cool outfits.
Uniforms. I always ask. I'm like, do I call them outfits or uniforms?
It's the same thing.
And I forget what the answer is.
I mean, we should really. What?
Oh, that's the wrong camera. I just saw myself super zoomed in. But I will not be wearing any of those. I don't even think they come in my size.
Well, you mentioned the uniform versus outfit debate, and I'm sure that I'm sure there's someone out there. It's like, well, if football players get to wear uniforms, then the cheerleaders and the cheer team should also be able to just call them uniforms. But really, we should be calling what the football players wear outfits, right? They're team outfits,
right? You do get outfitted.
You do.
That is the thing that they say. You got to go get outfitted for your uniform.
Or you get fitted, which is it just short for outfitted?
But at ski resorts, isn't it called outfitters, where you go and get all your stuff?
I don't know. Because really, whether you work if you work at Wendy's, if you deliver the mail, if you're a football player, whatever organization is giving you clothes to wear that match your coworkers, they're just outfits. They're matching outfits.
Or their costumes.
Or their costumes. Well, no, costume is when you're pretending to be something, right?
Well, are you pretending to be a football player?
No, because if you're getting paid to play football.
But you're pretending you're not running around all day. So anything you are not in your regular wake up skin is a costume.
That's not true. I don't think that's true. Because if you have an outfit, if you worked at Blockbuster back in the day,
that's
and
a
you
costume.
wore that blue shirt with the yellow collar, that was your work outfit. Just because you weren't a Blockbuster employee your entire life, every second of your life, doesn't mean you're pretending to be one. What are you talking about? Do you carry a microphone around? Actually, you are. You do talk out loud by yourself all the time.
Yeah, I'm never in costume.
Carla Marie is never in costume. But I think we should stop using the word uniform and just use. I think it makes football players seem cuter. Oh, look at their little outfits.
Instead of throwback.
Look at all the Seahawks. They're wearing their bright green outfits today. All their matching outfits.
From now on, when I have to welcome to Lumen Field. Today's throwback day, and the boys are going to be wearing their cute outfits.
Yeah, exactly. They all got together and they did, because especially with football, I know in college football, it's usually the decision of the team captains or the team leadership to pick which outfit combination they're going to be wearing.
Well, it's definitely not the team captain's job.
Well, I'm sure the NFL is different because there's specific weekends you have to wear.
It's Blitz picks, actually.
Blitz?
Yeah, he picks the outfits.
For everybody.
Unless it's throwback game or something.
Really? You're
know.
making that up,
he
aren't you?
He posts about it. He's the first to post.
So, because I know, University of Oregon, for example, they have a million different combinations of helmets, cleats, pants, jerseys. So every week, I usually I think it's on Wednesday or Thursday, they'll release their outfits for the following weekend. And they have a lot of things. It's almost it's almost like in, is it Clueless? Where she has
I was
the
thinking
digital,
of the same thing. I was thinking that.
The digital closet.
Cher's closet.
And they get to pick their outfits every day. Swipey, swipey, pick. Swipey, swipey, pick.
That movie was way ahead of its time with that closet.
Yeah. There is an app that does that now, right? You have to scan all your clothes in.
Yeah, who has time for that?
I don't know. You have to start that app, the scanning clothes, and then it picks your outfit. You start it the day after you do spring cleaning, right? Yes. You get rid of a bunch of stuff. You're at your smallest amount of clothing for that time of year. You start scanning everything in.
Yeah.
Yes, Carla Marie.
Well, I'm laughing at Jen and Lisa's. Wait. Yeah, Jen and Lisa texting the same thing in the chat, not realizing each other was sending it. They're twins, by the way.
What did they say?
Lisa said, "Get ready with me outfits," and then Jen said, "Get ready with me cute outfits." So the boys can, football players can be like, "Get ready with me." Why haven't we done that? I talked to social.
Even in football now, football and basketball have done it where they have the camera for when players walk in and they're showing off their outfits and they have their Louis Vuitton bags over their shoulders. They're really just wearing cute outfits.
I know, but
and they want people to notice. That's the thing. They want people to be like, oh my God, you look so fab.
I think I'm going to do that at training camp. I know they're just in regular clothes, but if I'm invited back this year to do interviews, I'm going to ask them I'm going to be like, you look so cute today. What are you wearing?
You should just say, what's your favorite game day outfit?
They're like, what I wear to the stadium? No, what you wear in the field. What's your favorite outfit?
Yeah, what's your favorite outfit combination for the game day? Are you more of a throwback, an action green?
I know it sucks because it is a game day. Maybe if we did it during like the preseason games, have them players do like get ready with me like in the locker room.
They should.
Because I want to see how hard it is to put that stuff on.
Here's the thing: if they were filming in the locker room, there'd be way too much dong to post that on socials.
After they put their underwears on.
Yeah, but not everyone has their underwear on at the same time.
Also, not everyone wears cups.
Yeah, I didn't wear a cup.
But there's people stomping around in cleats out there.
Depends on what your position is.
You mean to tell me you're just going to trust the process?
No, I think as a wide receiver, generally you're not going to wear a cup because it like slows you down. You try running with a piece of. Never mind.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can, if you look at photos, because those pants are tight.
Yes.
And you could see it all. It's kind of like sometimes it should be illegal.
It's no different than the female cheerleaders wearing like form-fitting outfits.
No, it is because you don't see camel toe.
Sometimes you do, I'm sure. Although they probably have like cool devices to protect that.
There are.
There's got to be a camel toe blocker.
There is, because I was researching heavily on how to not have camel toe with workout shorts.
Yeah. What's the answer?
People were telling me these things. Or
like what? Is it like a piece of plastic?
Yes, basically.
Like a cup. Like a cup.
And then they also some women said that they take the padding out of their bathing suits, boobs, and like just cut it and put it there. And I'm like, guys, why have we not figured out shorts?
Well, Carly
or just let it hang?
There seems to be a gap in the market. Mm-hmm. You have some ideas. I think you should
What would I call the brand?
Camel blockers. Why not? Toe beans. I don't know. I was just trying to think of toes.
Wait, toe beans is so cool.
Yeah, but they're not made unless they're made maybe they're made out of recycled coffee beans, right? Because you can like make. Why'd your eyes just go cross? You just went cross-eyed.
Thought about like caffeine being injected.
No, I think if you make it out of like a recycled bean product, right? Because we can turn now like plant-based products into plastic type things.
No, we don't want plastic.
But you do it out of food waste, and now you're not getting like the.
That sounds
PFAS.
like a yeast infection waiting to happen.
It could be. Toe pick. What else do we got in the chat? I'm trying to see different names.
Well.
So yeah, I have shoes made from coffee grounds. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, but feet and
then you could,
vaginas are different.
But then you could call it toe beans. That's the whole point. You have to figure out. You have to work backwards from a cool name. Everyone loves toe beans, right? That's what little cats and dogs have. The little toe beans.
Thank you for learning.
Yeah,
yes.
Everyone loves those things.
Yeah,
and now you can use it to block your vagina.
It sounds like you're talking about a chastity belt.
Or that. It could be.
Camel blocker. Zeke from NYC, you're right.
Didn't I start with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could also call it a camel jockey, which I understand is not like a nice thing you say to a Middle Eastern person as a Middle Eastern person.
Yeah.
But if it's a jock strap.
Well, no.
And it blocks camels.
No, we're not.
Camel toes. You could call it that. For the record, I'm the only one in this chat. Well, Martha can also use it if she'd like, but I think we're the only two people.
Here.
My brother's here. 3 people in this chat that can use that term. It'll also probably get blocked if you try to type it. So
that means that someone at Twitch had to say, don't use this word.
No, you know what I had to do? So Twitch has their own chat moderation tools, but on some of the other tools that we've used to put the chat on the screen or anything like that, I've had to go in. And you have to add words that you want.
I had to do it on my own Instagram.
It is that is like the worst 20 minutes.
Typing it, I'm like, just make sure no one sees me typing these things out.
It is the worst 20 minutes of your day if you have to do that. Because you have to think of the most vulgar, terrible things people say and then type them and press enter. You have to physically do
It's
that.
like, am I putting this in the right spot and not publishing it to the internet where people are going to see it?
Just ends up being a tweet by accident. Like, just all the terrible words.
Stop. They're in my head now.
A jock sock. That's true. A jock sock would be good.
Okay, well, no.
No, you don't like that one?
No, I don't want to create another thing. I would just like these workout companies to stop creating crappy clothing that is thin and just does like things there.
Have you invested in any of like the new? They're not even new at this point, but I feel like they've been huge the last 3 years actually. Like the workout pants that give you like the line under your butt.
Have I invested in them?
Have you like bought any of them? Do you have any of them?
You meant like, am I buying stock?
You could?
No, I haven't.
Those things are crazy. I've seen now, it looks, because I've seen the lines, right, where it makes you look like your butt has like more of a definition than the workout pants. This is almost entirely women that wear these.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy wear.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram. He's the best. He has the biggest butt, and he wears them, and he does like not workout videos, but tips and tricks. But it always starts with his butt at the camera.
Well, that's because that's how every female influencer does it.
I know,
They're like,
he's so good.
come with me on my chest day exercises, but it's like one butt cheek staring at the camera.
Yeah.
So originally it was like the pants that had like the little. It was, imagine you have red pants on. It's almost like a darker red.
Or lighter.
Yeah, I thought it's darker to like show the lines. Either
It's
way.
just anything to basically draw the line around the buttocks.
Yeah, now there's like essentially like two Christmas hams that are smacked on the back. It's like a whole different color for the butt cheeks. I feel like that's a newer one
Yeah.
that I've seen.
And the ruching. So
Yeah,
that's like
that's where it's
scrunchy,
bunched up, right?
And that goes like right above your butt crack.
Why is that?
And it like, because it gives you basically a wedge.
It boops?
Yeah.
Like boop.
No, boops this way.
And what, but I don't, so my,
That it also like accentuates it. The scrunching, I guess, makes it look a certain way.
I thought it was to pretend that like your butt's so big
That it's scrunching?
it's like scrunching
I
up
don't know.
all the spandex in the corner, in the crack of your butt.
I actually wanted to talk about this today, and I mentioned this to you, Anthony, because I saw my chiropractor this week, Dr. Swick, and he was telling me how he's working out in a gym again for the first time in years. He normally works out at home. Then during COVID, like his actual gym shut down. So he went to a new gym. And he says to me, he's like, I don't know if I've missed like this internet trend or something, because he doesn't really go on Instagram. But everyone at the gym is dressed like a superhero.
Like a superhero.
And I was like,
what do
could
you
he
mean?
possibly mean? And I said, do you mean just people in like matching colorful outfits? And he's like, yeah. And I said, oh, and women in like one pieces? He's like, yeah.
The one pieces are crazy.
He said, where did these come from? And it's true. If you haven't been to an actual gym or use Instagram in 3 years, you'd go there and be like, what are these outfits?
The one piece is interesting to me because I couldn't imagine that.
No.
And obviously like my anatomy, a little different. But like if you're doing an overhead exercise, isn't it like pulling up? And I know they're stretchy, right? They're made out of spandex generally. And listen, if you can rock it and you feel comfortable in that thing,
Definitely
by
get a
all
camel
means,
toe in that case.
go for it. I'm not saying don't wear them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't understand them.
So he was telling me about that, and I said, "Are people filming themselves at your gym?" He's like, "Everybody," and I was like, "Yeah, that's the cool thing to do."
Listen, film yourself all you want, especially as someone who has now filmed myself at the gym at least once. Just don't expect other people to care. Like people are gonna walk through your camera, your shot, whatever. It's okay. But I'm glad you brought up the superhero thing because this has been in my brain since Halloween. Okay, on Halloween, I saw this woman working out at LA Fitness here. She was wearing like a one-piece thing that legitimately looked like an X-Men suit.
Okay.
And on top of that, she had like silver hair. I don't know if it's her actual hair or if it's a wig, but she had like silver hair. She's a black woman in the gym. So she's put
She looked like Storm.
She looks like Storm from X-Men. And I really, it was on Halloween when I saw her. And I thought about it. I was like, I should go compliment her costume. I should probably be like, that's an amazing Storm
But it
costume.
could have been an outfit.
So I didn't. I waited. I was like, this is the first time I'm seeing this woman. Happens to be Halloween. It could just be a coincidence that she's dressed exactly like Storm from the X-Men. Fast forward to this Sunday. when I went to the gym and saw her, and she was wearing the same exact outfit. Now, she could have been going to perform at a kid's birthday party later. I have no idea, but she was dressed like Storm again. And I think that's just her like thing. She wears one pieces that look like X-Men suits. I'm telling you, like it's the blue color like X-Men. It looks exact, like not the yellow. You're thinking of the yellow suit?
Black.
No, they're not black suits. Like blue and yellow from the cartoon, at least. But she looks like an actual superhero, and it looks cool. Like I'm not trying to say she doesn't even look silly somehow. She pulls it off. It looks awesome.
If I would literally look like a child.
If you wore that,
if I wore a one piece to the gym, that's my problem with one piece bathing suits. Like women can put these on and look sexy. Mm-hmm. I look like a child gymnast, and I have to wear one today on TV.
So you're gonna do a gymnastics routine?
Yeah, I'll have the dancers teach me one.
Let's see. Jolly Russian Buddha said, one of my favorite YouTubers routinely dresses like Goku at the gym because he feels hyped up like that. Yeah, if you could dress like an anime character, that's got to be pretty cool too. And I have seen actually, there are way more people at the gym wearing anime-inspired clothing. So, Naruto characters, Last Airbender characters, things like that. But it's not necessarily like their outfits. It's just the characters or things from their show. Like, I've seen a lot of the One Piece pirate flag. Like the Luffy pirate flag. Yeah. I've seen a lot of that.
Monkey D. Luffy.
Yep. Well done. You watched what? One episode?
One. So many.
So many episodes of?
One Piece.
I thought you were going to forget it. We haven't even talked about anything on the list yet, really. We have the birthday recap, dating your daughter's ex, office pranks. Seahawks Dancers will be in later on after we take our break.
They'll be in here soon. Oh.
Yes, Carla Marie. Are they here already?
Yeah, but I'll bring them in to leave them out there for a bit.
Like on timeout?
Well, they're... Sorry. I can't do... They got here early, but...
Okay, go do your thing. I'll talk about Carnival of Cocktails briefly. Okay. I don't have I need to make like a one shot for each of us. That way when one of us leaves, we don't have this awkward space where no one is. But we are going to be at Carnival of Cocktails this Saturday. And between 2:30 and 4:30, those are the hours we're going to be playing 2-second tunes. We have a bunch of prizes we're going to give away. DJ Vega is going to be with us as well. So he'll be helping us with the game. And then between the game, he'll be mixing. So if you are in the Seattle area, and you have not done so yet, make sure you purchase your tickets. Come hang out at Carnival of Cocktails. Now, during Seattle Cocktail Week, there's obviously a ton of other things you can do. I believe, what's today, Thursday? I think today there's like an espresso martini making class. They've had multiple events almost every day this week, and they will continue. I know there was dance parties, there was karaoke. I think there's multiple karaoke events all week long. But either way, SeattleCocktailWeek.com. for all of that info. And if you want the info for Carnival of Cocktails, because that is the culmination of Seattle Cocktail Week, all you have to do is go to SeattleCocktailWeek.com. So make sure you do that. We'd love to see you. And if you're going, make sure you message us. I'm at Worst Anthony on Instagram. You have the Carla Marie on Instagram. That way we know to look out for you, to make sure that we're there. We can message each other, make sure we meet up. Because if you're there, we'd love to hang out, obviously. So let's see. AMS06H said, Carnival of Cocktails sounds like so much fun. It really is. And I'm not saying that because we work in the Seattle Cocktail Club office. The event itself is really cool. Imagine a Comic-Con or some sort of convention like that, except it's liquor brands. So you get to go sample, you get some cool merch. Most of the booths have really cool things they're giving away. T-shirts, hats, pins, bottle openers, koozies, all that stuff. So make sure... if you're in the area, you'll want to check it out. And this is, I believe, the fourth or fifth year, something like that. You good?
Yeah, I took a pee break too.
Oh, okay.
And I had to get our guests some water.
What? So you're zoomed in more here than the other shot. So we'll go back to the other shot for a second. Because it's a little hard to get Carla Marie positioned in camera because she's never really like sitting before the show, just running around doing things. We'll have to work on that.
Okay.
Good?
Yes. So you talked about Carnival of Cocktails.
I did.
2-second tunes.
I did. Talked about all of it.
Cool.
What would you like to talk about, Carla Marie?
Oh, we can do the birthday recap.
Go for it. It's your birthday. I'm done.
I mean, I don't know what there is to recap.
What?
It was a good birthday. Oh God.
What? Okay, it's all right. We can snooze it. We snooze that ad break.
It was a fun day. Other than Twitch and doing the podcast, like I didn't work, which is a big thing on my birthday. I don't take meetings.
Yeah.
I refuse. So we went to City Sweats, which is a sauna. We did the infrared sauna, which was way hotter than I ever remember.
It was very hot.
For an hour.
Yeah. And it's a smaller, so it's a 2-person sauna, but really, it only fits 2 people.
Yes.
I don't know how to, because they have larger ones that you could probably fit, I think, 5 or 6 people in. And I think because we've, the only time we've gone to City Sweats, we've been in the larger one.
Yeah.
And when you have more room, it's a little more breathable.
Yeah, I mean, it was
still a great experience.
It was awesome. We had no phones, no books, nothing, just an hour of sweating and sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Then we got petties.
Let's be clear, though. We did take breaks from the sauna.
We had to walk, step outside of it
And then
for
walk
like 5
back in.
minutes at a time. We got petties, which was cute. And then you got me a Met Market cookie, which is the best cookie in all the land, aside from Jen and Lisa's cookies. And what else did we do? Oh, dinner. There was something else.
No, that was it.
And then we went to our favorite noodle place, ramen place, Samurai Noodle. It was all around like, this is a good day.
Good.
I loved it.
Did I do all right? And you got a birthday post.
And I got a birthday post.
You got a lot of birthday posts, actually. So
It was perfect.
it was a pretty great day. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, it is always fun seeing the photos that people tag you in.
Oh, for your birthday?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Any that stood out?
Well, I didn't know that Jake took a photo of me when I was in his apartment recording the podcast.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one to see. Sam had a bunch of good ones because Sam and I have done so many random things together that we have the best photos.
And you've known each other for 10 years.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than 10 years or 10 years?
No, it's probably about
Because we've been here for 8, which is crazy.
probably 11.
That's crazy.
Because maybe even longer, because she was one of our first sets of interns. I think Sam's only a year younger than me. No,
I don't know.
No, it's more than that. I'll take that back.
No, I think she's like 3 years younger than you. Let's see. Angela said Sam had some great photos. I
Yeah.
got to go back. Oh, well, they're in her story, right? So they're probably gone by
They're
now.
gone.
Oh, that's it. Next thing. Do you want to do office pranks? And we'll save dating your daughter's ex for a different day?
Sure.
Okay. Because I think we need some phone calls for that one.
Okay, so yesterday, our studio, if you don't know this, our studio is in the office of Seattle Cocktail Club and Gilly Wagon. So there's just chaos in this office at all times, the best kind, because they're building things. They're 3D printing. I'm looking at a 3D printed champagne glass right now. Like, there's chaos at all times. There's all kinds of things around. It's like you're in a prank store. There's all kinds of things.
Disco balls, rubber chickens.
So yesterday,
dogs.
I'm writing the stuff for the podcast and researching, and they're all here super late doing things to prep for Carnival of Cocktails. And I witnessed like 5 different office pranks happen. And I guess I've never really sat in an office in my life. Now, let's go back to Elvis's show.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were just messing around with each other and pranking each other, but it was also different because that was just expected, I think.
It's part of the job,
It
really.
was part of the job.
Yeah.
This was like our friend Stephanie, who we also used to work with in radio, pretended to hurt her finger and had a blue finger that she had got at a prank store. And she got me with this one and was screaming. And I was like, oh, God, her finger's going to come off. And that was one thing. Another person hit someone else's keys. All these things happened within, 45-minute period. And I was like, are office pranks making a comeback?
I hope so.
Because I feel like they started to go, they were big around The Office when the show came out, I think.
Oh,
like
The
early
Office, yeah.
2000s, people were big pranksters at work. I feel like this was a thing. This is a theory of mine. Then they started to go away. Then COVID, obviously, there was no one to prank. And now I think they're in the upswing.
I think if you're going to be forced to go into an office, you
Yeah.
may as well have some office pranks. Like, I remember when I first started with iHeartRadio when I was working for KTU, which is a station in New York, 103.5 KTU. I was on the street team there. And once I came into the office to do office work, there were 5 people with my job for each radio station, right? We were promotions coordinators.
Yeah.
And then each station also had a contest coordinator, and each station had a promotions
Okay.
director, right? So you had a bunch of people in their 20s, 30s, and every single person, like you messed with everybody. And it was a good atmosphere because, again, it's radio, so it's not a real job.
Right.
But we used to have like office Olympics. We would have office pranks, prank challenges, dance battles.
Like The Office.
Yeah. And I think that has to make a comeback because if you are going to be in an office, you may as well make it fun. Yes, there's work to get done, blah, 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 but at least have fun.
My friend Zach, years ago, he pulls like one of the best office pranks that is very gym aligned to The Office. Like it could almost be considered bullying. For the longest...
Oh, Jim, like the character Jim.
Yes. He would sit... He had a person that was on the other side of him in the
Yeah.
cubicle, and he would take tiny, tiny pieces of paper, like the tiniest pieces, and randomly throw them over the cube.
Okay.
To the point where the guy had one of the ceiling like tiles replaced because he thought it was falling apart on him every single day.
That's funny. That's a good prank.
And he did other things too, but Zach is like the biggest prankster I know. So
I remember we had a boss here in Seattle, and there weren't pranks or anything going on, but he oversaw the sales team.
okay.
Okay. And there was someone from the sales team. There were maybe two or three people actually from the sales team in our office at the time, not our studio. We had an office for a little bit. And we were all just chatting, right? Like friends do. And I'll never forget, he walked in and said, "How is this making me money?" And it wasn't directed at us. It was directed at the people on his sales team. And I remember being like, man, what a piece of shit. Like,
I don't remember this.
I
I
understand.
need you to explain to me later who everyone was in this scenario. I vaguely remember this happening.
And I understand. You're at work and you're supposed to make money for your company. You're supposed to handle your responsibilities. But assuming that every minute that you're in the office
I remember
needs
it was
to be a productive one, because it's not going to be.
Was it the first person who worked
Yeah, that job.
when we got hired?
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
And then he did not last much longer. He was let go. I don't even know why, but he was let go not long after
there
that.
needs to be team morale a little
But
bit.
I'll never forget, he walked in and said, "How is this making me money?" I'm like, first off, I mean, I get you probably get a commission to like whatever your whole sales team makes, and there's bonuses built in. But like, they're not working for you.
No.
They're working for the company.
No.
You happen to be their manager. Pipe down.
Yeah.
Like, pipe down, buddy.
That's wild.
So hopefully you don't have a manager like that, because that was one of the cool things when I did work in New York on the promotions team. And obviously with Elvis it was different, but all of us had great managers who let us have fun at work because they understood as long as we were getting our job done. No one had to work. No one wants to go to work and be miserable. And we were going to work harder because we were having fun, because we enjoyed
being around each other.
there. I mean, the amount of times we stayed late without even realizing it.
They were
because
here till 9 p.m. last night.
We enjoyed being around each other. You know, there were people like myself, my friend Dave, Robbie, whose wedding I'm going to in a couple of weeks, and I was in his first wedding. There were just so many people that have become like lifelong friends. And if we had a boss like the person in Seattle, who would always go back and go, "How is this making me money?"
Yeah, you wouldn't be friends.
I wouldn't have been there very long.
It's crazy.
Which it actually shows you, even though they're the same company, people will stay in that New York job. Now, granted, people in New York will make more money generally. Sales are better in New York, so you can make more commission. It's a better resourced city because the company sends more money to New York. But those things aside, the people who get hired for our former company in New York generally stay there for a very long time. Whereas the people who got hired here in Seattle,
it was a high turnover rate.
I mean, there were people that were there for 3 months.
0% retention rate at that place.
And whether they were fired or let go on their own, or left on their own, I should say, it was just crazy to see how just a different approach to management,
our friend Lauren
kept entire offices alive or killed them.
Right. Our friend Lauren, who was a sales assistant in Seattle. She was actually from Jersey. She moved out here. We became friends. It was great. She was a sales assistant. Had such a hard time getting clients because management would always be like, "No, you can't do that," or "You can't do that." She's now working for iHeart Philly, crushing it.
Oh, is she really?
Crushing it. Make it make sense.
I've heard good things about that building too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. And also, we should also point out that a lot of the buildings for our former company are positive, like the New York one. The building that we were sent to in Seattle is.
It sounds like it was a penitentiary.
It's one of, if not, it has either one of or if not the worst reputation in the entire company.
It's crazy.
Like, and it shows you, and I'm not bringing this up to bring them down. I'm bringing this up to show like how if your management team cares about their employees or the people under them enjoying their day, it makes a difference.
Yep.
It's not, and the dollars and cents will come, right? Because New York makes way more money than Seattle does. Philly makes way more money than Seattle does. And yes, there are larger cities, there are larger markets, but they also have staffs that enjoy being there.
They also have such a complex of like, oh, we're not LA and we're not New York.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a Seattle problem though.
It is.
Like not just iHeartRadio Seattle. I think there is and here's the thing though. Philly has that complex as well, right? Like Philly
Almost
as a
worse
city
than Seattle.
has the complex that they live in New York's shadow, which they do. Seattle lives in LA's shadow because it does. LA is just a bigger city with more going on and way more money. Although Seattle does have a lot of money. I mean, at one point, the two richest people in the world lived here.
Well, speaking of money, we should hit that commercial break and get the dancers in here.
All right, let's do that. So we are going to hit this button. Now, remember, there is a game that's going to pop up. You can play that in the chat. And then we'll be back with the Seattle Dance Crew.
Okay, that's not what they're called.
America's
Seahawks Dancers.
America's Best Dance Crew. All right, this is obviously the most amount of people that we've ever had in this studio at the same time on screen. So Carla Marie, why don't you introduce our guests? It's kind of not hard to see where they're from or what they do.
Yeah, I feel like I said to them, I feel like it's show and tell today. I get to bring my work friends to my other work. So this is Caroline. She's one of the Seahawks dancers. And Cam, also one of our Seahawks dancers. And I've had the pleasure of getting to do some events with you guys, but we'll get into that in a bit. But talk about auditions, because that is the original reason why you guys are here. Oh. Is the game still happening?
Yeah, it is. Hold on.
Oh, it's another round. Let's do it live. All of us together. No. I want to make sure we actually talk about auditions because I do want to talk more about like what you guys do at games and stuff, but explain to everyone what's coming up this month and how they can audition.
Absolutely. Take it away, Caroline.
Awesome. Super excited for audition.
Sorry, guys. You can't hear that. That was a really random noise. Not your fault. Way to go, Caroline.
Caroline's mic for some reason.
Oh, no.
We can share.
Let me see that real quick. I'm going to do one thing.
This is... Okay, I hope everyone else can't hear that because that's an obnoxious sound.
Yeah, that's all fine. Cool.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes, it's perfect.
Amazing.
Fix that.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to use this one.
All right, we're going to share a mic.
Awesome. Yeah, super excited. Seahawks Dancers auditions are coming up. They're all actually starting this month.
Okay.
Typically, Seahawks Dancers, we have 3 rounds of auditions. So we have like an open call audition and a semifinals and then a finals. Both open call and semis are virtual, which is really awesome and super accessible.
So I saw that. So how does that... Is that live virtual or do I like submit a video?
Yeah, so you like submit a video. So March 25th through 28th is kind of like the application like open and submit during that time. Basically submit like a headshot, your application, sign a waiver, and then you'll submit for open call audition, you'll submit a 1-minute video of you dancing full out, just like freestyle and style of your choice, something that's like you feel very confident in yourself, just to showcase your dance ability. And if you make it past that round, then you make it on to semifinals, and they'll have like dates announced for those. That is also a virtual audition, but they send you choreography to learn. So you have the option to learn between like a hip hop style or a jazz style, both of which are, 2 kind of styles that our team dances in. And then you submit those. If you make it past that, there's like an interview round and then into like the final auditions, which is live and in person.
How many years have each of you been dancers?
Both actually 4 years. We were rookie sister and brother together.
That's awesome. So do you have to audition every year?
We do, yeah.
We do. No one is safe. Yeah, we audition every year.
So do you have to submit videos the same, all of that, or do you start from? Oh, we dropped a palm.
Palm down.
So you have to submit. You have to do all of the things that everyone else has to do.
No, actually, when you're a veteran on the team, we go straight to finals. I believe. Yeah.
That's nice because they understand. They know how you can dance.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So what is that audition process like when it gets to the final round?
Yeah.
Is it super intense?
It is. There's a lot of energy in the room. The stakes are very high. We take it very seriously and a lot of excitement in the room. But the process, that is, you bring another 45 second to a minute solo and you're just showing your best stuff, leaving it all on the floor. And then we also have a finals routine that you dance with another person. So you get a little like comparison, a little battle.
So here's my question, because when I see you guys on the field and you're all in unison, right? You're all synced up. You're doing the craziest dance moves. That looks awesome. My question though is when you have to do something solo, does it feel silly? Because I feel like when everything is, in any dancing, I feel like when it's done in unison, right? When there's choreography with other people, it looks so cool. And then you look, if you isolate one person, they're just
you watch gymnasts.
they're like doing, what was that?
Yeah, but you watch gymnasts at the Olympics.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true.
And they look fun.
I'm not saying they don't look, they don't still look great. I'm just saying, does it feel weirder or sillier when you're doing it on your own because you don't have the people around you for the full scope of the work, if you will?
And that's a really good question. And I'll let Caroline speak to her experience. I would say there's an element of like you need to blend when you're in a group of other people and you're worried about like being clean. Am I in my exact spot that I'm always in? Am I in line with other people? And when it's a solo moment, it's like, this is me, unleashed, untamed. I'm not holding back at all. So that's the little bit of different energy that I bring.
I guess I never would have thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm also not a professional dancer, so why would I think of that?
Yeah, Yeah, I think similarly, it's like, it is like a different energy, but I personally really like having the solo like aspect of finals auditions because it's something that like maybe is not necessarily our style. Like if you're like a ballroom dancer and you want to come with a salsa solo, they are like all for that. If you want to come with a tap dance solo, you know, a ballet solo, like they're open to any style that you feel most confident in. And so I feel that it's just like another opportunity to be able to showcase like your confidence and like your like your different technique.
Right, and what you
like,
could bring.
Yeah.
Are there any requirements to auditioning? Like Anthony's saying he has no dance experience whatsoever. But if he showed up and he like could stomp the yard and I don't know, like really dance, where they'd be like, doesn't matter that you've done nothing in the past, you're a great dancer, we want you on the team. You don't so you don't need college or high school or any type of dance experience on your resume.
They do require just like a high school graduation. But then after that, like you don't have to have like any dance experience. You don't have to have like a dance resume or anything like that. Like there's plenty of people who have been on our team that don't even have like dance team background or anything like that, who just are really passionate about dancing and like self-taught or things like that. That's totally welcome.
Okay, well, someone just asked if they can buy your jacket, Caroline.
Oh, I wish. I actually get these questions. We get these questions all the time. Our outfits are just that good that people ask all the time. You can't. I'm so sorry.
We were talking about earlier how I wish, like, even just what the guys wear, I wish that I could wear that for a game day.
Our throwback outfits.
Yeah, the throwback ones. I was at the throwback game, and I remember seeing you guys on the field. Like, man, those throwbacks look awesome. Yeah.
Well, there's one way to get them. We got open auditions coming out.
Well,
okay, so let's talk about.
I can't remember a dance move to save my life. I don't look silly when I dance. I just can't remember steps.
He can't do steps, but I can remember them, but I can't execute them in a nice dancey way. So together we
help each other out.
We make one somewhat. We make a pee-wee dancer.
We either together, if you combine our powers, would make a really good dancer or a really bad dancer.
True.
Depending on which
which one you get.
So how do people physically like submit is there a website that everyone can go to start the audition process?
Yeah, it's just on the Seahawks, like Seahawks.com webpage, and then you can look up like Seahawks Dancers. You can also just type Seahawks Dancers auditions
just Google it.
into Google, and it'll pop up with that. Yeah, but we have like a special tab on the Seahawks page for Seahawks Dancers, and all the information, any details, dates, application links, all the things are going to be all found on there.
And then once you become a dancer, it's more than just game day. Obviously, that's the most fun. That's what everyone sees, but there's way more behind the scenes. So I've got to do 2 different events with you guys in the past. We went to a high school with some players. It was so much fun getting to like teach those kids, like each player, including you, got to sit in a group of kids and kind of talk to them about different things. So what are those events like that you get to do off the field being a dancer?
Yeah, the community outreach is incredible. We have a really like wide and deep fan base in the area. So it's always fun to get out and interact with them. And they just vary a lot. That event that you're talking about was focused on mental health.
Yep, that's right.
So that was the theme. But we do all kinds of things: store openings, game day, all kinds of stuff, corporate sponsored stuff. But yeah, it's super rewarding. Yeah. And we put on the uniform and go out in the community. And you kind of feel like a superhero.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
it is crazy. I mean, obviously, we came from New York originally, and there's big Giants fans and Jets fans. I don't think until you come to Seattle and you see the passion that the 12s have for the Seahawks, there's really not anything like it, I don't think, around the country. Well, it's crazy.
Giants and Jets do not have a dance team. So
neither of them do?
I know the Giants definitely don't. Sorry, Jets fans.
No, the Jets don't anymore.
They don't.
They used to, yeah.
Okay.
And it really does make such a difference in fan and community interaction. That's why year after year, Seahawks and Lumen Field are constantly rated high when it comes to entertainment, because you guys you keep the energy going. You bridge that gap between the fans and being a part of a team, because you get to interact with them one-on-one often. An event that we got to do together, completely different than going to the high school, was we got to go to Whistler, Canada for a weekend. And for 12s North, that is our Canadian fans. I mean, it was so obviously so different, but that's the scope of what you guys get to do. You got to go to Canada for a whole weekend and just interact with fans that don't normally get to come to the stadium. And that was your first year doing the Canada trip, right?
It was, yeah. It was so much fun. And I think also just like speaks to like how like vast our fan base is, like, which is so awesome. And I think that like having the Seahawks be like one of the only NFL teams kind of in our like region is like so special, just because you get like fans from Oregon that come up, you get fans over like in Canada, like you have fans all over the place. And so it's
Idaho,
so special.
You get Oregon, you get like Western Montana.
You got, I mean, the 12s are all over the place. You can get them in Germany even. Like,
That's true.
they're everywhere. You got international fans. We got everybody. But the fan base is like so strong that it can reach so far. And so it's like so special to be like in another country. I mean, we were in Canada and it still had people like
everywhere.
Yeah. Just everywhere, like so passionate about the Seahawks. So
cool.
It was awesome. Like just as jazzed as like the local Seattle people to see us, you know?
So I need you guys to be honest. Okay. So obviously like when the Hawks get ready to play a divisional opponent, right? If you're playing 49ers, they probably focus a little more on that game, right? There's a little higher energy on that game. Is there a dance team from another team, from another franchise that you guys are like, all right, we have to be on our game today because those guys and girls, they know how to dance and we need to make sure we're dancing better than them? Is there an inter-dance
This is not Bring It On.
rivalry? I want to see it.
That is something I've actually never been asked
Really?
before.
What?
That is crazy. I mean, I would argue actually to the first part of that comment, I think that the 12 show up every single game louder than anything. So even in the divisional rounds, it is like your ears are bleeding on game day, which is like my favorite feeling. Like I love going home after a game and being like, oh, my ears ring. I love that. But like dance team, I think it's like I would say very different. Maybe you have a different experience, but like any of the other like cheer and dance teams in the NFL, like we're all like kind of like very supportive. We're all like a big family just
Love
because
that.
it is like, I know it's crazy. Like I think that like a lot of people have like, you know, friends that are intermixed across the NFL and things like that. But I don't think there's like the same level of rivalry necessarily. Maybe like the week of leading up to a Niners game, I might not be texting my Gold Rush friend, but I don't know. What about you?
I would just say what we do is really special. Especially in the last few years, the Seahawks Dancers has added this like hip hop element to our team that is really rare in the NFL. So there's not really much to compare to. I think the Commanders do some hip hop, but yeah, we're special.
So you're saying that the Seahawks are the team that other teams are like, oh, the Seahawks Dancers, we're going up against them this week. So we are the team that other dancers are probably.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
The top of the mountain.
Also, I can't let Caroline leave without mentioning this. This one was a Pro Bowl dancer this year.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What is that moment like? Because they announced it at the game in front of everyone.
They do.
You have no idea. I was screaming. I was like, oh my God, it's Caroline. I was losing my mind. So
Same.
what does that mean? What does that feel like? And what do you get to do when you're announced for Pro Bowl?
Right. Thank you. Yes. So Pro Bowl is a selection. Each team in the NFL sends one representative from like their cheer dance team to go to the Pro Bowl games. This year it was in Orlando. And so I was selected to like represent like my team. So I represented the Seahawks as like an organization, which was really awesome. Super overwhelming to be announced like in game, but it is like, it's such a special moment that I like wouldn't want it any other way. Like all your management, your coaching staff is there to like support you and like give you a sash and like you just like get surrounded with like love from all your teammates just like come in and hug you, and it's just like this like huge like overwhelming experience, which is so fun. But I remember a similar reaction probably to yours. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a squad leader. Like, wait, where's my squad? I have to go like on the sidelines now. And like, wait, what quarter are we in again? Like, I was like, I was like completely just like taken back from like the experience. I was like on another planet for a second and I had to be like, okay, we still have a whole half of a game to do now. So let's dance again. But it was very overwhelming. Yeah. The Pro Bowl experience in Orlando was something like I have a hard time even finding words to like explain how incredible it was. Each of the like 23 other team members from across the NFL, we got so close within like the week. Everybody again is just like so incredible, such like phenomenal dancers, but also like representatives and people and like humans inside and outside of dance. So it was an incredible experience, and I also feel so lucky that we had just like such incredible players from the Seahawks this year. That was so fun. It really made the games more engaging too. So yeah, I felt really lucky.
So when you become a Pro Bowl dancer, do you learn a routine while you're down there with all the other Pro Bowl dancers and perform it? Like what happens during the actual Pro Bowl with you from your perspective?
Right. I mean, kind of similar actually to like our semifinals auditions, how they send us choreography. Okay. So I learned 8 routines.
Jeez, I can't learn half a routine.
I learned like 8 routines in like a couple of weeks.
What?
And it's so fun because then you get there and then you get to like practice them all. And like that was like one of my like core memories from the trip was like our first practice and like all doing it together and just seeing how different everybody's style is. Like we're saying, like we have such different teams and like everybody has different styles and different like, you know, movements and things like that. So that was really special to be able to like go full out learning these routines separate, but then all coming together, knowing the material and like seeing how like everyone danced. It was so incredible. And then we will basically do like promotional events and community engagement similar to what we do, you know, on our day-to-day at Seahawks Dancers. We did that basically leading up to the weekend of Pro Bowl games. And then on the game day, we are all like kind of separated into each other's squads. And so they break up NFC and AFC into 2 separate groups. And so we have like 4 like mini squads that, you know, you're dancing next to like somebody from Philadelphia where I'm like, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was so incredible and just such a fun game. And
how long, you said you learned 8 routines, right, for the Pro Bowl. For each of you, how long do you think it would take if you were just given a routine today to learn that and be comfortable with it comfortable enough at least to perform it? How long would it take you? Can you do it in a day?
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
I think that's kind of like the expectation of our team. Like when we meet and we learn a routine, you come to the next practice, you're ready to go.
So how many times are you running through it yourself between like...
That's gonna vary. I think it depends on like what your style is. Like our team, for instance, you never know what you're gonna get. Jazz, we do like a kind of like Broadway-ish style sometimes. Hip hop. If it's in your wheelhouse, you probably pick it up a little faster. And some stuff is a stretch. And
but there's something crazy that you wouldn't understand this, but I still remember high school routines. Like if I hear the song, I could still do the dances. And if we have former cheerleaders or dancers in here, you can attest to this, but there's something that like it's just ingrained in your brain. There's some sure science behind it. But
do you think you can teach them your high school routines, Carmen? No. Do you think they can handle
I need the special mix.
North Arlington Vikings cheer routine?
Yes, they could.
Could
I teach it? No. I want to see if they can teach us like an 8 count after the show and we can maybe post that too.
Yeah, let's do it.
Instagram.
And obviously you guys are here because the auditions are on the way. The open the casting is at the end of the month, right? You said it starts on the 25th?
25th through the 28th. We also need to plug, we have workshops coming up. Those days before, the 23rd and the 24th. You can come get a taste of what we do and get a feel for the team.
So for each of you,
I want to do that.
For people who are auditioning, because you guys have gone through the process, right? You went through the first process, now you go through it every year. What is one tip from each of you that you would give to people who are maybe auditioning for the first time?
I would say for that solo round, like kind of like what Caroline was saying, you want to lean into where do I shine? Like we have moments on the field where we're dancing by ourselves. Like when Blue Thunder's drumming, we like go out and do solos, and you should treat your solo like that. Like if all eyes are on me, how do I show my best self for a minute?
That's great advice.
Caroline?
Yeah. I would say that my tip, I think, for preparing for auditions is prepare. Like, take as many classes as you can, like challenge your brain to learn material really fast beforehand, like prepare as much as you can on the front end. So then when you go into filming those videos for open calls, semis, you're live dancing at finals, or maybe you're even like at the workshop, like dancing, you feel as confident as you can. So you don't feel like you have like all these worries or like, I don't know, like second thoughts going on in your head, and you can really be present in the moment, and then also just like be as confident of a dancer as you can be in that moment, knowing that you did all you can to be up to that moment.
Yeah. A lot of people think confidence comes from just like this weird innate ability, which some of it does, but also confidence comes from doing something a lot.
Yep.
And practicing something a lot, because when you practice it 100 times, you're confident in it. And that I think goes to what you were saying. There was one other question I had.
Was it how Caroline does her makeup so perfect? Because that's mine. I just stare every time. I'm just staring
That
at her like,
certainly was not my
how
question.
is your makeup look so good at this time of day?
And I'm not
So
saying
many
it's
years
because
of practice.
I'm not saying it's because your makeup doesn't look good. It's just not something that was even
I'm
on
just
my
sitting
radar.
here the whole time just staring into her eyes like they're so glittery. I love it.
Oh, I did remember the question actually. Were auditions virtual when you guys did it 4 years ago?
They were not. No, they were fully in person.
Every single round, right?
Was
I had a
open?
different experience.
Yeah.
I came in the year that they added the boys and
So you
added
were
hip
the
hop.
first?
Yeah.
He started it all.
Yeah. Same year Caroline joined. Yeah.
So we were just talking about this yesterday because we couldn't remember. So it was 4 years ago because I remember we talked about when we were
5.
still on the radio 5 years ago.
2019, yeah.
Okay, because I said we were still on the radio. I remember doing it as one of the stories, like one of the announcements, like the Seahawks, because we were one of the first teams. We weren't the first team, but we were one of the first NFL teams
Yeah.
that had male dancers. But why was your experience? You said it was different.
Oh yeah. They added a hip hop audition. They kind of like had a team already, and then they were like, oh, we want to add in this new element with boys and hip hop. So they hosted an audition at my home studio. Is how I found out about it.
Oh, cool.
But since then, all one team,
Yeah.
kind of a little more integrated.
I did not realize that. And then obviously COVID hit, and that was a weird time. We've talked about this, like what it was like dancing when there weren't fans, but you guys were still.
No, we didn't dance.
You didn't dance that year. We talked about it was the
No.
mask year where you had to wear masks on the field
2021.
in the rain. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, just-
That sounds fun.
yeah. In the
Behind
snow.
us.
The perfect responses.
The
But
snow game was actually incredible. That was
But
like
it
one of
was
my
cool.
favorite games.
the photos from that game
Right.
are the coolest. So even when it snows and it's rainy and cold, it's still fun on the field. And everyone who watches this show has heard me rave. Anthony's got to do some events with Seahawks as well. It's always, no matter what the event is, from being in a high school to being game day, it's such a cool experience. And the entire organization is awesome. Way different than what we were talking about our radio experience
Well,
was
yeah,
before you guys got on today.
It's
Way
past
different.
us, Carla.
It is past us. That is my new response.
Please don't quote me on that.
My new response to things. Thank you for that. But
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming in this
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
I know it's
thanks.
early, and
Of course. We hope to see y'all at anybody trying out at workshops. We hope to see you, Carla Marie, at workshops. 23rd and 24th.
Let's see what happens when we go out to that part of our studio.
Okay.
And we'll see if the invitation is still open for either of us.
But guys, good luck with auditions
Yeah.
for you guys.
Thank you so much.
And oh yeah, we're done.